Sophie?
It's a present for you. Come see.
Hello seedlings, and welcome back to another video. And today I have a collab video featuring Not Mona Lisa, and we both plan on like a video where we paint one of a Studio Ghibli. I'm not sure how we are supposed to pronounce it, but Ghibli, I usually pronounce it Ghibli, Studio Ghibli scenes. And I decided to choose this one scene from Ponyo, I believe. I haven't watched the movie yet, but a lot of people say it's very heartwarming and it's very cute, so I might watch it one day. But I found this scene is like quite a popular scene where like I believe the girl just appears, like I remember the girl is like Ponyo, and she just appear out of nowhere and in front of the boy like that. I kind of just find it cute and all. I'm sorry if I'm wrong, because like I said, I haven't watched the movie yet, but yeah, basically that's what I'm painting right now. And as the title said, I'm going to talk about a little bit about my art school experience, since I'm pretty sure a lot of people have been wondering like what is it like to go to an art school. Like yeah, I mean, I'm not a graduate yet. I'm still like on my second year, third semester, and all. So I can only give like a little, like some of the insight into like what to expect for entering art school and all. Like, is it worth it? I'm not sure if I can really answer that, but so yeah, I'm just gonna talk about that. And so let's start from my experience. Basically, so far things have been going a lot like how I expected it to be. I honestly didn't expect like art school to be easy to begin with, because I know just like any other college, art school isn't like gonna be like, you know, just a school where you just draw whatever you like. I mean, you do get to draw whatever you like, but there's a standard that you have to follow, which is like an industry standard, since you have to be taking art as a job the moment you enter like art school. They'll treat you as a professional, because like they always ask this and tell us this, that if you came here and you came here because you think and you still feel that art is just a hobby for you, then I suggest you to not join art college or not continue art college anymore, because like people here are like, you know, are the one who's like, you know, want to be want to take art as a job and all like that. That's what the teacher always says and all, and I kind of get why, because like, you know, the treatment to us, they really treat us professionally. They're really tight on deadlines and stuff like that. So like, basically, if you really wanted to go to art school, you actually really have to take art really seriously. And like, you may still see it as a hobby, but you have to think about it as well, that like, oh, this is my job now, this is what I'm going to be doing for like the rest of my life, like basically that. So like, the thing is, you have to really love art. Like, it's just something you feel like you can't live with, not even like a day. You have to draw like every single day, and like, or not I'm gonna die or something like that. It sounds dramatic, but it's kind of what passion is really about. You have to really have the passion in like in this art industry to even like begin pushing yourself through the limit and become a better artist yourself. Because like, me personally, I'm still not as good as an artist there is. I'm better than some, but in terms of like standards, I don't think I'm at that level yet, to the point where like people will want to hire me all over the world or something like that. I'm pretty like just on my own pace and something like that, and I prefer doing freelance than working in a company. But I would like to work in company as well, just to, you know, get those experience and like learn from like professional or my senpais or like upperclassmen kind of thing, or like seniors, something like that. You know, it's all experience basically. And like, a lot of these people have been asking like, do you actually have to already know like how to draw? Like, how do you actually have to like, know how to draw, like, I don't know, perfectly well, or like you have to be like godly to be able to enter art school? I mean, look at my art, it's not godly, you know. Like, when I joined art school, I mean, I don't know about art school, but specifically my art school, they accept any kind of student basically. So like, beginners are welcome. So you don't necessarily have to have the skills of being able to like having a perfected anatomy or like perspective skills, you know. Just as long as you have the passion and you are willing to take it seriously, they'll accept you into the school. Personally, that's my school. Unless you're like applying like Ringling, Cal Arts, those big names art school, you do have to be able to have the foundation, like, you know, very solid anatomy skill or perspective understanding or object observation or stuff like that. Because like, college like that, Ringling and especially Cal Arts, they usually, when you go there, what I know is that you don't really study basics anymore. So like, it's more like trying to get into the field, you know, the professional field. They're trying to train you to be like those Disney animator or like illustrator, just to be like, you know, how to like adapt to those environment rather than learning from zero again. But there is art school where you learn from zero again, which is my art school, for example. So you don't have to be afraid about like, you know, not being able to catch up with the others. But like, at the same time, the thing is, you're put into an environment where you might see that others is better than you, because like, not everyone who enters this art school starts from zero. Like, some is already like maybe already experienced or something like that, and they're just looking for more studies and, you know, job opportunity and stuff like that. So it's easy to get discouraged sometimes, because you look at your own art and you're like, I'm not good enough for this. Am I like qualified to even like be able to be in here, or like, am I even gonna get a job in the future if I keep out this like kind of standard to myself or something like that? You know, this kind of anxiety, like thoughts, or like being paranoid or stuff like that. I do understand that a lot of people do think about that. It's not only like art school in general, it's like in every single studies, or like, I don't know, they compare themselves with others, even though they themselves is already like, it's okay, they're not bad, you know. But like, the thing is, the more you move forward, you will meet people who's like a lot better than you, and then that at that point is like where you'll realize that you're actually getting better. Because like, your standard is going higher and higher. You're not like trying to chase someone who's like lower than you anymore, because you're already better than them. But that doesn't mean you have to like have that ego, or like, you know, be arrogant about your skin, like, oh, I'm better than you can't chase me, something like that. It's really hard to keep your ego down once you have like a really like high skills or something like that, or like you think highly of yourself. It's really hard to tone down the ego inside of you. But the thing is, no matter how good you are, you have to be able to be humble and like, you know, be able to take in criticism, listen to what others say, and like decide for yourself. And sometimes what you're doing may not be right, but maybe what you're doing may be right as well. So like, it's up to your decision. If you think it's the best for you, then do it. But at the same time, do stay humble and try to at least listen to the others. It's like, yeah, that's like one thing about the art school as well, where like we have teachers and like they'll give criticism to you, and like, oh, this you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, this is better, this is not good, you should refine this. Sometimes there's like redos. I do get redos on my first years, and that was tough, because like I expect that myself, that I can do better and I don't need to do like redos anymore. But no, I have to do redos, and like I have to restart a lot of my artwork that I spent a week on it, and like a lot of assignments just piling up. So it is not easy at first, but like as a second years now, the thing is like you have to be able to time management yourself as well, like because the deadlines are really tight. They really don't give you a lot of extension, because it'll immediately counted as fails or something like that. So yeah, that's kind of the tough part of like art college, because the thing is like we have to be able to create something from like nothing, instead of like, you know, typing out the documents where you can find references and writing them down, which is kind of the same with art college. But you know, the thing is, drawing takes more time than like writing, because you type a word, you can just type T. You don't have to make a stroke of T anymore, or something like that, you know, if that makes sense or something. And yeah, basically that's how I think art college is for me. I think it's a good opportunity for me to, you know, study and experience new things. I never tried like watercolors or like gouache or acrylics, or like, I don't know, there's a lot of things that I never did in my life in terms of art, because since I started picking up like being an artist, like since I started to get serious in art, which is like when I was like 12 or 13, it was like 5 years ago or 6 years ago. I only started doing digitally, because my parents thought that I will get left behind if I don't do like, you know, catch up with the technology or like the modern world or something like that. Parents, you know. So yeah, I'm not really exposed to like other opportunity of like learning other subject, which is why this art college is like a good place for me to learn other kind of medium instead of just digital. And it's not do I think it's worth it? For me personally, I do think I need it at some point, because I do take this as a job already, because like as much as I see it as a hobby before, I thought about what my teacher said to me. Can I actually live without art, and is this something that I'm able to do every single day non-stop? And like I'm like, yeah, I can do this every single day. It's like I draw every single day. I will always like have a sketch done or something, or like at least something drawn out for one day each, you know. It's just something hard to not it's just like if I stop drawing, I feel like it's empty or something like that. It's hard to express myself. And so yeah, I see art as a job, but at the same time I still enjoy it. The thing is, you have to be able to enjoy your job, you know. There's some people who's just like forced into like art college just because they're like, you know, trying to take the easy way out. Meanwhile, art college isn't actually an easy way out. is just like an excuse some people have, which is why at the first year of my class there's like around 50 or 60 students, because like they are still an amateur, like they don't know anything about art college, and like that's reasonable because people doesn't it's not really exposed to like what's an art college and what do you even do in there. Do you just draw? I mean, yeah, you just draw, but you learn something that's from professional, which is easier to access. In like some case, you might not able to access because you don't have the budget to pay like into YouTube or like class Patreon classes or something like that. Art college basically like they guide you, they're able to guide you to a certain level but at the same time they treated you as a professional. Meanwhile, if you have like self-taught learning, it's all on your own pace, but at the same time it's not guaranteed that you're able to like, you know, improve at the specific time that you expected, because sometimes you want to take a break for yourself and you just like dilly-dally around, laze around for the whole day or like a week and not do anything. So our college basically like pushing you to your limits and even more than your limit, and you know, trying to find that one potential inside of you, like you can actually do better, like you just have to try harder kind of thing. That it is actually, you have to try harder, even though like sometimes people say I already tried the best of my all. If you already tried your best and it still fails, then maybe it's just not for you. Unfortunately, that's the reality, and like you might want to like find another option to, you know, pursue in your life for a job instead of like art. And you can still keep the art as your hobby, but yeah, don't force something that you can't do for the rest of your life into like a job, because in the end you'll just hate your job and you'll be miserable for your entire life while you're doing your job. And that's not a good you know, job health or something like that. It's not really good for your mentality as well. And yeah, you're just ended up hating art. You're not loving art anymore, you just hated it, like just because you can't produce a single piece like in a span of, I don't know, 3 days, or like meeting the deadline or something like that, and you start guilt tripping yourself. So yeah, I guess that's all I can say about my experience. And I think for me it is worth it. But personally, like I said, if you guys think you'll only take art as a hobby, then I think art college isn't for you, and self-studying is maybe a better option. But if you really want to pursue art as a job, art college is something you can consider. But at the same time, you might want to consider like online classes, like those Patreon classes from like experienced artists or something like that, or like professionals, because that is if you're able to guide yourself. But if you're not able to like manage your own time or like guide yourself without any like specific teacher guidance at all, art college is maybe something you might want to, you know, consider, even though it's a little bit expensive. In my place it is quite expensive, but doctor degree is more expensive, so like it's not as expensive as that. But I'm pretty sure in America, college, every university or college is just, oh my god, the price is just over the roof. So yeah, because of that, you have to really consider what do you want to take in the future or something like that. The thing is, you might about this kind of career and stuff like that, thinking about it from like a young age may be better. But like, I don't know, because I start thinking about like what I want to do for my future since I was 12, something like that. But it's maybe because of our standards, our Asian kind of standards. It's not like really standard, but like it's a thing. Like my family keep on pushing me to like find what I want to do since I was young or something like that. Even like when I was like 8, I already started to like, I want to be a doctor, and they started pushing me to the road of doctor kind of thing. But then I decided to cut it off at the age of 12. I decided to be like, I want to draw for the rest of my life. And imagine how shocking that was, like to my parents. They were like, are you serious? You want to draw? Like, for us, for Asian parents, they don't see art as a source of income. I don't think it's only Asian parents, like any other parents that's like old school, uncultured parents of sort, like, you know, the parents like from old age. I understand why, but then again, this is like 2020 something. It's like digital era, and like there's more job opportunity than, like, you know, back then in like the 90s. And so yeah, it may not be easy to convince your parents. I mean, for me personally, it took me 4 years to just convince them that I actually think that I can show them that art is something you can earn an income from. I even started commission when I was like 14 or like 15, like that. I started commission. I have some client or something like that, and like, you know, I draw for them. It wasn't a lot of money, but it's enough to at least prove that, hey, this is a source of income. Would you like to reconsider about it and at least let me try on my own, kind of thing. It's not, like I say, it's not easy, but if you really, really love something, it really shows into your, you know, art piece. And like, I don't know, it just really shows like you really love doing this, and you really pour in all the time and sweat and blood, sweat and tears into this certain topic or stuff like that. So yeah, basically that's what I can say about like art school. And a lot of people also thinks that that you have to like go to art school to be able to like make good art. But the thing is, there's a lot of artists who doesn't even go to art school that's like make like godly art or something. The thing is, like, are you practicing enough? Are you doing the right practice? There really isn't like right or wrong, but do you have like a solid foundation to begin with? Like, do you have a strong anatomy, or like at least the graphs of like what's a good anatomy is? Or like, do you have the basic perspective skills or understanding? Or like, do you have a good observation skills? You know, it's just minor stuff, but it really impacts on like, you know, your overall artwork. The thing is, if you're able to master this like anatomy, perspective, or the most basic, simplest things in art, you'll be able to draw anything, even like in any styles that you haven't been able to, like, you're not used to drawing, like cartoon style, anime style, realistic style. You just have to like have a solid foundation of understanding and like, you know, just knowing what to do without like copying. Because the thing is, we're an artist, we're an illustrator. We're not like a copy machine, we're not a printer. We don't copy other artworks and then like claim that as your own art of sort. I mean, that is a type of art as well. I mean, yeah, but being an illustrator means like you're able to like depict or convey a certain emotion or feeling, or like create something that's like inspired, or like, you know, kind of thing that's not actually existed already. I mean, honestly, this painting here is like it's just a collab video, which is like I just found relaxing, where I go back to the basic, where I try to like copy things and stuff like that. I did copy a lot of like artwork before, like when I was young, but like it was for like training purposes. Copying isn't bad, especially like for like learning, because it helps you it helps train your observation skill to be like able to see those tiny details, the curve, the line, how like maybe like you're studying how clothes work, you're studying how like folds work, or like how hair actually works, like that. It's that copying is not a bad thing, actually. It's like a way of learning as well. Tracing, on the other hand, may or may not be good. The thing is, like, it depends. And like, if you keep on tracing for your entire life, I don't think you'll be able to improve, honestly. Like, you just keep on tracing and then like you feel good about it, and then I'm like, I don't think you're good enough to claim yourself an artist, because it's just straight up being a printer machine. Or like, you can literally go to Photoshop or any like image filter app and just like tap on the black and white option or like the line option, and boom, there they created one for you. Even sometimes it's better than yours. And yeah, just don't trace unless it's like for your own studies. And yeah, tracing is not good when it's used as something that's like for your own portfolio, or like you claim it as yourself. But for studying, maybe it's good, but maybe it's not if you get too carried away sometimes. Because there's some people who's like, I can draw, but they've been tracing for their whole life. I mean, alright, I guess I can't really help you there if you really insist on only tracing, because like the moment when someone don't listen, that's where they won't be able to like, grow and be better than who they are right now. If they just still want to be stuck at that part, like they just want to be like that, just at the point of just tracing and like copying or stuff like that, alright, I guess I can't help you, man. But just know that you won't be hired anywhere, honestly. No one would want to hire you, and your artwork value wouldn't be like high at all. Even if you're able to sell it at one point, it's probably gonna cost like only like $5 or $10 or something. So do think about it a lot. And yeah, also I'm thinking maybe I could share some tips on like what's my process of learning, maybe in art school or stuff like that in general. Honestly, the thing is, the way we learn, we would find a reference or something like that. Well, let's not start from there. What I learned in the first year is like, first year is really basic, honestly. It's like body shapes, triangles, structures or something like that, or even like life drawing. Basically, there's an object in front of us and we have to like copy draw it into like our own paper. Life drawing, basically. Yeah, the name explains everything, honestly. And the other one was like color studies or something like that. That was honestly my favorite class because, as you can see, I really love colors. And I don't know, just the thing about color is that it's really easy to express something just through a simple tone, or like something that people sometimes overlook just because they think it's not significant or something. I mean, colors are important, but like they don't really think about like the mood, or like what vibe it could give, what kind of like filters that makes like, I don't know, what kind of color combination that will make a certain kind of mood or something like that. I don't know, I just find colors really fascinating and stuff like that. So basically on the first year, we just learned a very basic thing like proportion. The teachers will like tries to guide us through like how to make your proportion better in terms of like realistic. This is the thing, we don't study stylized first, we study realistic first. And I actually appreciate that they teach us realistic style first, because like the thing is, if you're able to draw realistically, it's easy to draw stylized, like because you understand the like the proportion, like what is anime or like cartoon is just basically a simplified version of realistic. And like learning realistic proportion is probably the fastest way to be able to improve. But a lot of people tends to like avoid that because they think drawing realistic is hard. But in fact, drawing stylized drawing and making it look like it's 3D is actually harder, because it's something that doesn't like really exist in real life. Like the look of it is not something we will see in like people in real life. You can't find someone whose face like an anime walking down like the street, or like a wonky cartoon like Mickey Mouse just being alive and walking down the street casually. Not the mascot, but like not the mascot costume, but actually the character itself. So studying from like realistic portrait or realistic body is actually the fastest way to be able to improve. And I don't know, a lot of people find it hard to like start. And the thing is, starting something is harder than trying to be in the zone, because once you start something, you'll find the rhythm in your art workflow or something like that, and you won't be able to stop. But the thing is just to start something, just to like the feeling, to just like the eagerness to the motivation to just get up the bed and just start practicing is really hard, because you just think like you want to lay down and I can do it tomorrow, I can do it next week or something like that. The more you delay, that's maybe the reason why it takes so long to improve for you as well. And our teacher also tries to like help us, find different kind of like poses or dynamic stuff, and like try to make us think out of the box and something like that, and like not just doing the same things over and over again. We do have repetitive assignment, but at the same time it was first year. The key is that you have to be able to like observe properly and they just want us to have like a strong foundation before we proceed to the like second or third year, because basically those years are like all about character design, and they won't tolerate any mistakes in proportion or something like that. So it's basically like just getting us ready for like our work field in the future as well, and stuff like that. And yeah, once you're in the work field, if you have like very weak anatomy or stuff, I don't think they'll even hire you at some point, because like it's something to be shameful about. After you learn for 3 years, like what do you get for like 3 years of struggles? Like nothing. Like you don't learn anything. Like, oh my god, that's actually very embarrassing for me as well, if I can't be able to achieve something that I expect that I'll be able to achieve in the future. So yeah, I guess that's all I can talk about. If you guys have any question about like art school or like anything art related in general, you can just like comment down below, and I'll try my best to answer to like the extent of my knowledge or something like that, and like help you out. Or like if you have any question on like trying to get in art school, I might be able to help a little. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. Stay safe, stay healthy, drink lots of water, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.